By now, we're all familiar with the concept of placebo, where most classically we test something like a new medication against a fake sugar pill to see whether or not the new medication does something significantly different from the effects that your body might generate on its own. And those who have followed me for some time know that I've talked about how placebo is a real physiological effect. That, for example, placebo effects that reduce pain result in real, measurable, physiological changes that reduce pain, not simply that you ignore it somehow in your head or just imagine it. And past studies have already shown that you don't even need to deceive somebody in order to get real measurable effects out of placebo. But what if we took it a step further and placeboed the placebo? Well, some researchers out of the University of Graz in Austria did just that. In their study, they decided to compare taking placebo against imagining you're taking placebo without putting anything in your mouth at all. They showed the subjects a series of images, some that were very disgusting and some that were just sort of neutral. These subjects were broken up into 3 groups. The first was the control group. Here's a pill. It's a sugar pill. It's just going to help us measure your brain data a little bit better. The second was the placebo group. They were given a pill and told, this is a placebo. It contains no active ingredients, but it's designed to help reduce any negative emotions you might feel during this experiment. And finally, the imagination group. They were told to imagine that they were taking a pill that would help reduce any negative emotions they might experience during the experiment. Well, what was the result? Not only did the placebo or imagined placebo both significantly reduce the amount of disgust that the participants experienced, but the imagined group actually had a greater reduction than the placebo group. And fMRI data also showed significant group differences, especially in the pallidum. This is a region of the brain previously associated with things like reward processing and, essentially here, in the decoding of information needed to process the feeling of disgust. And for me, what's so cool about this study is showing that the act of doing the placebo thing doesn't even require a pill and, again, does not require deception. That the real and meaningful physical changes that placebos can generate are something that requires attention and focus. And to me, the fact that the imagined one worked even better makes sense because I suspect that group was probably much more focused on the task at hand. But what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below.